Hello.
I hate how short that is.
I know it's so cool, but it's so flat and like
So
bleak.
short.
It's so short. Man, Sandy, you jumped on
I
oh
did.
yeah.
I'm like,
She
and
was
my
zooming.
mic wasn't even plugged in. I'm in a hurry.
You're like,
I just threw
"What's
off my purse and
this?"
everything. Yeah. I ain't gonna be missing. What up? How's it going? Happy New
Wow.
Year.
Happy New Year's to y'all.
What day is it? Like, what have y'all been doing?
Well, I was
Well-
just telling Joe I'm pretty discouraged right now, even though I shouldn't be because I just took my final
Uh-huh.
and I failed it miserably. So, like,
Look at this comment. Finally. I know, right? Hi, CPJ.
yeah. So I was like, man, I don't know what I thought was going to happen differently. Like, I
What
knew
are
I
you-
wasn't ready for it, and I
What are
knew
you
that.
doing over there?
Oh, I had to get ready to
Right.
show some stuff off because it's been a while.
It's been a while.
It has been a while. I
It's
need
been a
to share because I haven't been sharing this lately. So I'm gonna share. Oh, god dang it. Why does it do that? Why does it change who I am logged in as, even though I just do that? So it's dumb. I'm just saying it's dumb. Share now.
Everything is dumb.
Everything is dumb. Can I start? Let me start.
Yes, I'm
Yeah.
trying to mute all my stuff. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm trying to pull up stuff.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh, CPJ, when people tell me that they're going to book, it doesn't bug me at all how long people take, because some people will be like, Joe, I really want to book with you, and then it takes them months to book with
2
me.
years
And I'm like,
later, they still
Yeah,
really want to book with
It's
you.
fine.
Dos
No
años later.
problem. I'm not going anywhere. Well, so my year ended really good, and then my new year began kind of crappy for me. It was a good thing for my
Yes.
daughter, but it's crappy for me.
Oh.
So
Tell us
if
about it.
you
Tell us
don't
about it.
know, my daughter, she transferred from Pace University in New York City to, I hate saying this, University of Texas, Austin.
To a burnt orange
So
school, you know what it is.
she is a Longhorn now, and while I don't really like that because I'm a huge Texas Tech fan, I am glad that she's back in the state of Texas.
Yeah,
It's only a 6-hour drive
it's
now.
a little bit more manageable.
3-hour drive. Yeah. 23 hours compared to 6 hours, it's a little bit better. But let me tell you some of the adventures that we had while we were moving her. So
Let me tell you.
school started on Monday. We drove down on Thursday. Do I have a red spot here on my head?
You got a gray spot all on the top.
I mean, you're kind of blurry, but I'm like, is it my internet or is it y'all's?
No, I think on my end it's showing that I'm kind of, there we go. It's probably clearing up now. Anyways, so we drive down there on Thursday. We find her apartment on Friday. So she's not living on campus. She is living next to campus. Because she's a transfer student, she doesn't get first dibs on campus housing. Only the new students that are coming in get first dibs.
Tech would never have done that.
Yeah, right, exactly. Well, she could have lived home and we wouldn't have to worry about it at all.
No, that's right.
But so she's living down the street. Well, actually, she just has to cross 2 streets and she's right there on campus. So she's really close. She wasn't, and the cool thing is her apartment had a lot of the big furniture, so we just had to move little stuff. We did, but this freaking guy right here, still managed to tweak my back.
Of course.
It's with the easiest things that you do. I've heard it. I've heard it.
And so this is what was crazy. We borrowed they have things to help move items up. So we borrowed one of the sleds or whatever, put all the boxes on there, nothing, get up to there. We're taking things off. And I'm like, hey, where do you want this box? And she's like, well, just put it right here for now. I grab it and instantly.
Do you lift with your back?
Well, it wasn't even that heavy. I was just gonna it's
For a 49-year-old, it's not heavy.
And I tweaked my back right away. I felt it. I was like, oh my gosh. And I couldn't walk. I could not walk. I had to actually sit down. And it was just crazy the amount of pain that I was in because
Did they call the vet's office to see how much it would be just to put you down?
it was. I'm telling you, it was like I could not believe the pain that I was going through for that. Which
Are you still in pain?
So, no. Well,
Oh, okay.
So additional part to my story here is that I was able to. So usually when I need I was like, I need a massage, so I'm going to go get a massage. Well, I was in pain, so I could not find just a walk-in one.
Mm-hmm.
The only ones I could find were all booked, or you had to book them. And I was like, what? And so I found one that was booked, and it was a private massage therapist, and her house. So I drove to her house, and they got me in, and it's a little old Asian lady. And let me tell you, that hurt worse than pulling my back. She was, oh my goodness. And basically old Asian women are just like old Mexican women. They tell you exactly what you don't want to hear, and they just say this is what it is. And so she would like rub on me like with her forearms and stuff like that. And I'm like, oh. And she's like, oh, you are too young to be this sore.
She goes, did you say, well, how old do you think I am?
She's like, how old are you? And I was like, 25. And she was like, yeah, you have body of 60-year-old.
You couldn't get that by her. I'm glad she told it to you straight, though.
Man, so she did do some work in my back, and then they go the whole body, and she went to my toes, and she popped my toes. I've never had my toes popped, and I thought I was going to have a kid.
Dude, I was like, that just sounds painful. I'm not even gonna lie. My kid comes around here, and she's like, "Crack, you hear that, Dad?" I'm like, "What was that?" And she goes, "That's my toes." And I'm like, "Stop, stop!"
She popped she grabbed my feet and went like this, and I was like, "Oh!" Man,
you're like, take me out to dinner next time first.
Right. Luckily, I did not have to go to the bathroom because I would have shit a brick.
Oh my gosh!
Ouch, man! Ooh, it sounds so.
Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! That it hurt so bad when that happened because I popped my toes, but never had someone.
Hey, if you get massages regularly, have you gotten your toes popped lately? Tell us.
Yeah, and she was just like, "Oh yeah, you're definitely too stiff. You need exercise." I was like,
she just kept rolling with the compliments, huh?
It's like, I kind of like. Here you go. Boom. Here's another one. Uppercut. Yeah. So she did not hold back, but I appreciate it because my back is basically at 98% right now. I have a little twinge every now and then, so I'm ready for the ski trip to hurt my back again.
Jamie, I was like, Joe, I've got some good shit cream.
That good kush, right?
I mean, you just put that on there and it melts yesterday's problems, tomorrow's problems.
Like, forget Calgon. Forget Calgon.
So but you know what he said? He was like, I'm good.
Don't forget it.
He said, I'm good. I don't need
I used the blue emu oil cream or whatever, but it worked really good. So
like taro tea.
It didn't stink or anything like that. So it was good.
Let me catch up on these comments real quick. So CPJ says, well, I burned some of my hair off. What the world? And had to get an unexpected cut. So that's why I'm a flake. Hey, Alex. He said, what's good, fam bam? He said, old people love to tell you what's wrong with you. So in the same vein, a few years back, I was gifted, I can't remember for what holiday, I was gifted a massage, basically an all-day spa day.
Spa treatment, yeah.
And so when it came to my massage, the lady that was massaging me was like, oh, do you work out? And I thought, oh, shit, she can tell. She was like, because you have weak back muscles. And I'm like, this bitch.
Come again?
Yeah. So anyway, she just like ruined my massage for me. And then she was like a bitter divorcee. Because then she's like, how long have you been married? And I'm like, 20 years. She's like, oh yeah, they won't last much longer. I'm like, this bitch.
Oh my God.
Yeah, she was awful. She was like, never again.
That was in Lubbock. Or somewhere. Okay. Because that reminds me, I remember
it rhymes with Mood House Day.
I don't know. The last time we tried to do that, I said the right name and I wasn't supposed to because I didn't realize. I just went with whatever, so I'm not going to try that again. But I remember there was a massage whatever there that I got for Dr. Pineapples, right? Because that's her jam, and she went to it. And I remember later she told me, she goes, "Yeah, they were, I don't know, massaging her feet, her back, whatever it was." And then she was all like, "Yeah, they were just really kind of like your experience a little bit, Sandy." And she was like, I had to tell him to just stop. I said, please stop. Just stop touching me. Just, do you want to just maybe not do this anymore? Like ever? Like, because this
You need
is
a
not.
career change yourself, man.
She was like, this is not fun for me. My husband bought me this for a gift and he wanted me to enjoy myself, and I'm not enjoying myself.
Yeah.
So I don't want to go tell him that I didn't enjoy myself. So
Right.
can you either change your attitude or find someone else to do this? Or can we do
you
something?
need the sign that tells you that you're ready for a new career? Is this the sign that you need? Because I'm about to give it to you.
Because that's what I specialize in.
And so, yeah. So when you say that, that's why I'm like, oh, wow. I remember when she did that. And she did it with Joe. When Joe and when we all went to go eat out one day, when we visited last, I think, all of us, and the server over at that nice barbecue joint.
Well, it's not even in business anymore, so you can say
it. Don't remind me. I don't need more sadness today.
What was the name?
It rhymes with Big Crib.
Oh.
So anyhow, Dr. Pineapples pulled her off to the side, and the same thing. She was all like, "Did I do something to you? Did we do
hurt
something?
you?
Did we upset you or whatever?" And she was like, "No." And she was like, "Okay, you are like, we can obviously tell you're having a bad day. Can we do something to make that stop?"
Day.
And she was like, anyway, afterwards, she came back. She apologized. She was great as can be.
Yeah, she had tears in her eyes. Yeah, she's like, so it was good. I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah. Dr. Pineapples is good at that kind of stuff, though.
Yeah. So it was interesting. It was interesting. So I went and got another massage the second day, but I didn't go back to that lady. I went to a different one. Just like, you know what? I just need the back rub.
I need some nurturing now.
I don't need the insults.
I'm like, just give me some cannabis, please.
Like, I don't need the insults. I don't need the pain.
Give me a gummy. Give me weed. I don't
know. Guys, we stayed at the worst. I had the worst luck picking this place. Oh my gosh. It was so. Oh, look. Speaking of.
I remember that too at the barbecue place. Hey, Keith.
Yeah, that's my daughter.
How's it going?
Oh, that is?
Yeah.
You remember it, girl? Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I left the worst review on this place. So it wasn't actually a hotel. It was a corporate apartment. Because I was like, oh, it's kind of close to the university, so it's supposed to be. And it looked nice. It had 2 separate bedrooms because Kiki likes to think that I snore and it keeps her up at night. So I was like, I want 2 bedrooms.
What would the Asian lady say?
Yeah, exactly. So it was good because it's going to have 2 separate rooms that she can not have to worry about the person that snores. And so, but man, we walk in and this place wasn't clean.
Are they ever really?
I know. I was like, it wasn't clean. There was no paper towels. The dishes looked like they hadn't been washed, because I went to pull a pan out to boil some water, and I was like, I'm just gonna microwave the water now.
Oh my!
We go into the bathroom. The bathroom doesn't look clean. The shower curtain had mold on it.
Bellows on
the air conditioner comes on, and it's the loudest air conditioner I've ever heard.
It's like a land speeder from Star Wars going off.
Luckily, in the living room, there's a door to close, so we wouldn't have to. So we could watch TV and not hear the air conditioner rolling. But then, when the air conditioner shut off, we could hear the neighbors from upstairs. We could hear their full conversations.
You were going to chime in and give him some advice?
It was like, what the crap? Oh,
you're like, just say yes, dude. Just say yes.
Did you find it on Airbnb or what?
We found it. So I found it on hotels.com.
Oh, okay.
And I guess I didn't read the reviews enough, but I told people, I was like, I would not go and stay at this location until these things are fixed. Mainly the air conditioner, because the air conditioner sounded like a train just continuously going. And so it was just a bad time there. But I was just like, oh my gosh, I can't believe. And every time the air conditioner comes on, the producer looks at me like,
you mother trucker.
Trucker.
Eric feels your pain because he tries to get us the better deals and stuff like that. So when we went to Memphis, he looked at this Airbnb and he showed me the pictures. He's like, San, what do you think about this? Because I always have to have, he has to have my approval.
Right.
And so he was scanning through and I'm like, yeah, it looks fine. When we get there, There's a guy smoking pot outside. Every time that we go outside, there he is. I'm like, is he advertising? There's like a mattress next to the dumpster, not in the dumpster. It was just it was kind of sketch real to begin with, but
Right, right. I was just like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I did this. I'm worried about my daughter, and then all of a sudden I have to worry about this crappy place that we're staying. Oh my
I
gosh.
think by that with the air conditioning, she probably wasn't too upset about your
Right,
snoring.
exactly. And Google Maps didn't even take us to the right spot
It
either.
was trying to get you lost so you
It was
wouldn't.
It was
good.
taking you to the pond.
So we pull into this one complex, and I find the room number, and I was about to knock on it, and I was like, but there's supposed to be a security key. So I put in the key codes, and there wasn't one. And luckily, I found this guy out here in the parking lot, and I was like, is this address? And he's like, oh, no, this is not that address. I was like, okay, good, because I was about to knock on somebody.
Freaking Joe
It's
knocking
like-
on
So now
random
you're
strangers'
like
doors.
on that neighbor app or that home app or whatever. Strange guy punching in codes.
Right,
Have you seen him before?
Oh my
Did y'all
gosh.
see that? There was a YouTuber I saw recently where the guy was like, they gave him a card to get into his door, but it was someone else who was in there, and they're like, sorry. And then they started thinking, whatever ways they did, they started thinking, if that was the wrong room, why did the key open it? He was like, huh. So then he goes to the door next to us, puts the card in there, opens the door, and he was like, goes to the next door.
He has a
He has a
Master-
MasterCard, and he's going down the hall, just opening doors, and he goes, come to find out, everyone has a MasterCard
Oh,
to all the things there.
Oh my.
wow, that would have been awesome.
That would have been. Let me catch up on some of these
I would have
comments.
been like, which is the best room? Nope.
I don't like this one. Servers who are in awful mood ruin meals. I hated that. We had a special character at the restaurant I opened who did that at least 6 times a day.
Yeah.
Ugh.
So,
So
you just need
CPJ
to
says, Sandy,
do it.
how were your accommodations in Alaska? I heard you. The first Alaska mention for 2023.
Oh, gosh.
Our accommodations were great. It was just me, Eric.
They were
and
chill.
Yep.
They were cool.
Me, Eric, and the
Mhm.
kid. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody else.
I will tell you, my drive on Sunday was terrible. I just tears rolling down
Aw.
your face. And just like I have to drive now, and I'm like, they say not to drive when you're emotional, but it's like I'm just sad. I'm not angry or anything like that. I was just
We're
sad.
not road raging.
I'm not road
Yeah.
raging or anything
Yeah,
like
I
that.
feel you.
I was just like, just.
I've been there a few times.
And then you're like,
recently, too.
okay,
Yeah.
we're good. And then halfway there, they start again. And it just
Yeah.
like,
Oh,
oh man. So
You're
it was.
good.
A
I
tough
told
day.
him when he told me that, I was like, you know what can help with that is when you get home, just transform her room into the new studio, and
Exactly.
then all that will go away
Yeah.
quick. So he won't.
Well,
think about it.
I've only gone into her room once, and I'm just like, ugh.
Aw.
I can't do that. But other than that, it's been a fun 2023. Oh, and I've been dealing with this is my public service announcement for everyone. Change all your passwords right now, because I've had to create a new bank account. I've had to cancel some cards. I've had to be on. I have 3.
Oh, hold on. Coming in hot. I object to changing my room.
We're just trying to think of him,
Right.
though.
We're trying
sweetie.
to
You're just-
help your dad heal.
Yes,
Right, yeah,
okay.
yes.
We need him to feel
About me.
better.
It's about
Okay.
me, Kiki, not you. Okay.
Right.
But I have 3 accounts that are frozen right now. My Venmo, my Acorns, my Robinhood are frozen because of suspicious activity. And so I haven't had time to actually sit down and call them and prove that it's me.
You got me scared. Now I'm gonna look real quick because now I'm like, shoot.
Also, she says, I'm still alive.
Darn kid. But yeah, I'm still dealing with it. I'm still dealing with someone. So I think what happened was they hacked my browser, my Firefox account. And because the accounts that they got access to were not related,
Did they spend any money?
they tried to. So they tried to take out $9,000 out of one of my accounts. And the bank calls me and it's like, hey, Joe, we noticed that you're trying to make this purchase. Were you planning on depositing more money? And I was like, no, I didn't even authorize that. And so he goes, oh man. So I had to shut that account down, and
That's why I still have my invoice out on you.
right, exactly. Yeah, because my Venmo is totally frozen right now. I can't do it. And they said it's going to take 10 to 14 days to get it resolved.
30
so that,
months
and I'm supposed
later.
to Venmo Eric too for the ski trip, and I haven't been able to do that because suspicious activity. And I changed my passwords like 3 times on those sites, and I still can't get back into them. So I'm having to deal with all that customer service
That
stuff.
sucks. And then Venmo's people, they take forever. My account was suspended because of Alex. Oof. Like for
right.
6
Yeah.
months. Remember
That's
that? I
right.
had all those issues with that.
Oh, wow.
That's when you
Wow.
switched over to having to bill me on Cash App.
Mhm.
But I mean, it's been
Ooh.
restored now, but still.
Right. Wow, that's great. Yeah, because mine is totally locked up now.
Well, it wouldn't surprise me if any of your stuff was related to the last pass breach that happened recently.
It probably is. And now I have 2-factor authentication on everything. So I'm
Yeah,
just trying
guys, if you are not using 2-factor authentication in 2023, when you get hacked, sucks to be you.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. On this side of the fence, I am like, man.
CPJ says she remembers. Yeah, because I couldn't pay CPJ either. I had to find PayPal, I think.
Exactly.
I'm just saying, it's like,
It
somebody's
wasn't
pleading
my
their case.
fault. Venmo took my account because of the Cash App account leak. Cash App is dookie.
yeah, you just got to turn that stuff on. Like on
Right.
everything, you should have it on. It's an inconvenience, yes. But what I tell people these days is like, it only takes one time for your life to get screwed for the longest time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you want to talk about 2-factor, you're going to be wishing you could have
Mhm.
just enabled 2-factor authentication instead of not being able to make payments.
I need to do
anywhere
that because I
or
don't remember
identity.
any of my passwords anyway.
Yeah, and it's funny.
you
I was
still
talking
need-
to this. I was
you
talking
still
to a
need
lady
password.
today about password security and stuff like that. She's like, you know what? I can't even remember my passwords. I have to reset the password every single time. I go, that's really good.
Right.
Like, that's
I mean, it really
pretty
is.
much me.
But look, here's the new tip, everyone. So, let's say for 2023, actually, this rule started probably about 6-7 years ago. But the new rule for passwords it's not really a password anymore. It's a passphrase. You should be using passphrases for your password. So not so much as looking for that one word, but let's say that there's a specific phrase that you like or a movie quote, even if it's 5 freaking words, 2 sentences long. If there's a specific movie quote you use a lot or love or just have by memory or a song or whatever, that should be your new passphrase now. That should be what you use in there. So you're
Don't
not
be
having to
singing it
remember
in
that one.
public.
Right, exactly. Don't sing in that in public.
And stop with the freaking password 1 2 3 4s. We're 2023 and you're still using that.
And stop with the answering all like what year you were married, how many kids you had, what their date of births were. I mean, all that. And especially if your profile is public.
Yes. Like there's no reason
Especially.
someone in this day and age should be able to be like, oh, I know everything about you because I looked you up on Facebook or Instagram or whatever.
Yeah,
Your stuff should be locked down unless you have like a public profile, like Joe's photography business or Sandy's insurance business. Like that side of it makes sense.
The producer is mad at me because she says I have too much information on.
You do, but I'm gonna let y'all fight that out. But
I think we all do. We're all guilty of it. There's this TikTok where this girl was like, people like dare her, like, I bet you can't find shit on me, whatever. And she'll go on there. She can tell them where they were
who
born.
did that? Remember LifeLock? Bet you can't. Bet you can't hack my account. Throws his freaking driver's license and his social security's up on the screen. What happened 15 minutes after the first commercial aired? You got his identity stolen.
Yeah.
Stupid idiot.
So tell me about the TikTok person.
So
Sorry,
anyways,
Sandy.
no, you're fine. So she's like, this person was like, you can't find anything about me. I mean, within seconds, she'd already pulled up all of his information, where he lived. I mean, and I'll try to find that TikTok so you can see it. But she thought
Reddit was like, hold my Red Bull. I'll be right back.
Yeah, pretty much.
Let's see. Don't test me like that. Let me tell you.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
she's a
crazy.
little private eye.
And Facebook for me it sucks because it's kind of a necessary evil for my business. for the photography business. It's like I really don't want to spend that much time on it, but I kind of have to advertise and things. But
What
yeah.
prevents you from just using this is a serious question? Not that I have, whatever. Anyway, what prevents you from using like a personalized website instead?
So I do have a
one, right?
personalized website. Yeah, I do have a personalized website, but Facebook, because it sells data, you can, whenever you go to do ads, you can actually get really down granular to what you want to advertise to. So if you want to advertise to moms that have high school kids, or in this certain time frame, or not certain time, in this certain
time of day, you mean?
Geographical area.
Oh, okay,
so
okay.
Yeah, so exactly springtime, or ones that if I want to advertise to photographers that have new cameras and stuff like that, I can get down to those specific looks and needs of who I want to advertise to. So I don't need
Maybe you
it as
tell
much
the
anymore.
producer that, so that way she doesn't think that. You know what I mean?
Well,
like when you say it initially, it makes sense, and because she's in your circle, she sees everything. So
right, yeah.
that as it, but
so my
terms of
personal,
public,
she's into my personal. She understands about the business part of it.
the
but
business side.
My personal stuff is kind of.
Oh yeah.
But like
I was like, this is my cousin, this is my uncle, this is like I have everybody mapped out and stuff like that. So basically, it's like
they can connect the dots.
The Kevin Bacon thing. It's like you can basically find out who's connected to who and stuff like that. So.
And see, in same vein as you, like for business, I manage our company social media, Twitter, and all of that stuff. So I mean, I'm constantly on my phone. The crazy thing is like I get messages for quotes, Facebook, Snapchat, all ways of social media. I'm always on my phone because I'm always responding to something.
Well, I think that would be the deciding factor, right? Or the tip of the iceberg kind of thing is like, is too much because you're just throwing your personal stuff up there, or are you actually getting business from it? Right. If you're getting business from it, then it makes sense. It's a business decision. It's a smart business decision. Like you got to utilize,
because you have to be where the people are, and the people are still on Facebook.
And not just that, right? But you've got to adapt to the growing technological phase that people go through, right? Like this wasn't a thing 15, 20 years ago, right?
No.
And now it is.
Right.
So if you want
right now,
business,
you have to be mobile. Like your website has to look good on a mobile device. It has to be able to do things on mobile device if you don't have an app or something like that. And now it's actually getting back out of, like, my daughter hates installing apps on her phone.
Yeah.
So
it's 10 years ago.
It's like it's starting to curve again. So you kind of have to be ahead of that game. Now it's like Reels and TikToks and stuff like that. You have to be on that side. You want
to get that information from a less than 1 minute video, basically.
Because attention spans are getting shorter and shorter.
I hate it, Sandy. I hate it.
Right.
I mean, mine's been like that. So.
Right. What were you talking about again?
Yeah, exactly. You hate what?
Right, exactly. It's just crazy. It's just crazy how things are just continuously changing.
Let me read this real quick. People are always looking to steal info for money. We had a doctor recently get their info jacked through a simple email saying it was IT. And people, that's another thing.
Phishing? Oh my gosh.
And then you click on it and then you unleash it. Oh god.
Did you listen to them? Did either of you listen to the podcast I sent y'all?
No, I have it bookmarked.
Okay. All right. So Alex is touching on a great point here. Let me tell you, I'll try to condense and say I'm really good.
He also is still on MySpace.
2017 saw the world's most insane real world war game scenario that ever existed to this date. Okay. There was a little program or a little exploit that was found in a Windows computer, and a program that was built to take advantage of that exploit, right? They input it on one of a Ukraine company that's like give me, what is it called here?
Taxidermy, textile.
No, tax, like services, tax fast, or whatever it's called here.
Yeah.
But the Ukraine's version of that company, right?
Like
they put it,
TurboTax,
thank you. Yes. So Ukraine's version of TurboTax, okay? They put this software on one computer at Ukraine's TurboTax place, right? That sucker spread worldwide. It ended up for a week. It took down public transportation, public utilities, ATM machines, grocery stores, hospitals, everything. And it just completely ransomware everything. People would run down the halls trying to rip out the network cords out of computers. Like IT was just like, rip them out. Like, don't even worry about doing it right. Rip it out. And they would get into a room to take it out. And then all of a sudden there'd be every screen would be popping black, like a card being thrown down, and they couldn't get to them all fast enough. And it was like, anyway, it was insane. So yeah, those phishing things.
Hi, John.
Hey, John.
And it's phishing PH.
Yeah.
But, I want to get to. There's so many stuff I want to talk about, and we're already at 9:00 right now. But Sandy, we had some stuff. We had topics last week.
Yeah.
We had topics this week. I'm sorry about last week, everyone. Sandy was ready. I fell asleep. I literally just sat in the chair and I was like,
I know. And I text him and I messaged a couple of times. I'm like, and then I text him again. And then I'm like, what is going on?
I was like this. And then I go, and I was like, and you know how you are. I'm looking at my phone. I'm looking at the time. I was like, oh my God. And I was
you thought you missed the bus.
I thought I missed the bus. Oh my God. It was, yeah. So I'm sorry about last week. But I have a very good reason for why I've been tired lately. But not on that. Someone is.
So, Carrie says, y'all, the social media stuff is real. It's wild. No way I would have the business I do without it.
Yeah.
John said, okay, Mr. THC. That's a new one. He's never used that one before.
Sandy, your calendar sells.
Wait, what was it called?
Wait, what?
That's my daughter.
Which one? I just see a hand.
My eldest.
I thought it was the youngest. Her hand so tiny.
No. She's saying goodnight.
She's saying
I ain't gonna lie. I love my daughters, man. Like that one especially. Like she'll be like, Dad, I missed you. And I'm like, stop. And she'll come and hug. And she's like, good night, Dad. And I'm like, good night. And she goes, one day we're not going to be doing this anymore. And I'm like, stop.
Why you got to say it like that?
I'm like,
you better like have the night camera on or something.
Golly.
Not my daughter. She's like, Dad, why is my internet not working?
Yeah.
Right.
Like,
she'll do that too.
Like I'm laying in bed and she's like,
she'll be up, but the old one, she likes to go out to eat with me. It's not even that we go out to eat, but she's like, I just like spending time with you, Dad. I'm like, oh my God.
I would love to hear that. I'd love to hear that.
She says,
hint. Girl from the moon. Girl from the moon.
All right. She's probably already left the building.
She already left the building. She left the chat room.
I'm going to make her listen to me on replay 33 minutes and 20 seconds in.
Right.
I texted her the other day because I was like, I'm so proud of you. I'm so excited for you. I was like, call me or text me whenever you learn something new because I like to learn stuff too.
Yeah. Dude, it was so awesome because, I kind of put her Venmo on there on my post for just shiggles because it was just kind of funny. People actually donated to her. I thought
I didn't see it.
I love it. I didn't see that either.
Yeah, when I posted up where she's a Longhorn, where we took pictures on campus.
Oh, I probably quit reading after that. I was like, all right.
I probably just looked at the pictures and then moved on.
Right. But it had her.
What's up, Rodimus? Happy New Year. Happy New Year, everyone.
You know what's crazy? I see Rodimus's brother every time I go to Target.
And you think it's him?
And I'm like, oh my gosh, that he looks exactly like Rod.
I guess I realized Rod had a brother.
He never remembers.
I knew he had a sister. I didn't know he had a brother.
Yeah, he's got a brother. Works at Target. Yeah, he's like right there. We're like, hey, he even checked us out the other night. And I didn't even say anything because like he probably is just tired of us saying, we know your brother. He's
right. He's like, great.
Great. Awesome.
Glad to hear that you like my brother.
Yeah, thank you for sharing that with me. Thank you for shopping at Target. Get the hell out of here.
Right. And get your damn receipt.
Get the moving.
You're not muted, Jamie.
I'm sorry. Sorry, hold.
You had asked me something and then Jamie came on.
What did I? Oh, your calendar sells.
Yes. Okay. So
how's that going?
Good. I still have a few more left, but yeah, I'm so excited. I've really supportive people
Sorry.
in my group that are just like, Sandy, we'll take one, we'll take two, and I'm just like, oh my god, I didn't even
I
think
meant to get one
anything.
before my niece came back, Sandy. I'm so sorry, and now I'm gonna have to get it and have you ship it to me or something. I don't know.
Cool. Well, I'm excited. I would do it. Yeah,
I think
that
that's.
means the world to me. Seriously.
I think it's
Yeah.
cool that you got one. Now I'm like,
I am
shoot.
too.
I was like, I
Like,
should have done that.
good for you. Good.
Well,
Thanks
okay,
for
because
making me
y'all know
feel bad, Sandy.
I just be buying like all this equipment. I'm like, I don't have any money. I just be blown. I was like, I need to make some money.
I'm with you. I need more comic book spending money, and so I'm trying to make some change happen in the background. So we'll see.
Oh, okay, that's good. That's good. Oh, we were talking about topics before you were interrupted by your daughter. So, what topics did you want to go over? I waited until you put that food in your mouth.
Look at this.
Before I asked.
Look what I just got.
Is it an? Oh, how cool! Where'd you get that at? That's pretty.
My niece just got back from Lubbock, and she said this is from my dad or my brother.
Okay.
So he got me this freaking cool looking necklace.
That
right?
is really nice.
It is. And I have no idea why my mom got me this. Not that I'm complaining, because I do love Prince.
Oh, she got you Purple
That's
Rain.
a pretty cool shirt, though.
That is pretty cool. It didn't say that formerly known, or did he come back to that? I can't remember.
Oh,
so
he got
during that time. During that time, he was Prince.
Okay.
He was screwing the record label because they were screwing him. He was like, "I'm gonna make it hard for y'all to make money off of me until you give me the masters." And eventually, he got the masters.
Rod said he does have a brother and sister.
Okay, I knew you had a sister, Rodimus.
Yeah, I knew.
I want to show these off, guys. Let me just show these off real quick, okay? I got this book, and I love it.
Spider-Man.
Yes,
it is silver foil edition.
Yeah. So, but this cover, my favorite artist, Todd McFarlane, did this cover originally years ago. It's one of the most reproduced cover by other artists, and they call them homage covers, right? And this one is one that came up on my eyes when it came out of Comic-Con last year. But the guy who did it, I don't think you can see it.
No, it's kind of really hard to see.
Yeah,
no
it's hard
fly
to see it.
In Big D.
Oh, right here. I don't know if you can see it right there. There's his signature, though. So he signed it. The guy who did this cover, not Todd, but the guy who did this specific cover, he signed it with his name.
Kyle W.
Yep, Kyle. And then would call these remarks. It's when they draw something on the issue that wasn't originally there.
Oh, the little
Deadpool
pop thingy. Deadpool.
Cool. You see that?
Yeah.
You see him? So he drew that on there. Anyway, I got this so cheap. It was like crazy. The guy who was selling it was pissed. Cheap? So it's like $100 book, and I got it for $50. And I was like,
oh,
it's practically
he was going on a roll. He was pissed because he was like, just buy stuff, guys. This is good stuff. He goes, the first person, and this is the crazy part when you get them on certain of these sales, they're like, you don't want to miss this bid. That's one of his key things. When he says that, I've been on the show enough times to know, like, he means this is a serious book.
So I'll be like, I'll get it. Face.
Because when he sells it, this is what you see. No, he doesn't even have the sticker on there. You just see the white board. And so I'm like, I'll go ahead and bid the 50 on it. And when he reveals
you didn't even know what you were bidding on?
No.
What if it would have been some old Donald Duck bullshit?
Well, that's the thing. He doesn't do that. When there's the phrases that he says.
DuckTales.
Well, if it's DuckTales issue, the original, you're good. But then check this cover out.
Oh, Storm.
Yes, but does this not look?
Because that's from X-Men.
Doesn't this look like a? So they did these series of covers that look like Vogue.
Oh, yeah, so I can see that. Yeah,
they did a series called The Gala. So they did Gala 2021, and then they just did Gala 2022.
Is it Gala or Gala?
That's a good question. I don't know, but all the different characters from Marvel, they all look like this. They're all
Voguing.
Yeah.
What does it say?
Hellfire.
Hellfire. I had a friend that used to say that. God rest his soul.
Hellfire.
All right. Let me say, and I want to say, this is probably the most expensive book in my collection that I just got this week, and this I won. And so
more expensive than that $100 one.
This, I'll tell you here in a second. Let me just show you first. So you can't tell because the glare effect and everything. Yeah. But this is a character named Null. He's the god of the symbiotes, like Venom and Carnage and stuff.
Yeah.
And he's got the Infinity Gauntlet in his hand. But down here, you can barely make out there's a signature. And then up here, there's a character that he drew. So he did another remark with Null there, right? So So this book
Looks like Lou Ferrigno.
without the remark on here, but signed, is like $340 by itself.
Sean guessed it.
Whoa.
It was
So
$340.
with the remarks usually can go from anywhere from $75 to $200 extra. So,
Oh, wow.
And are these
Yeah,
increasing in value? Alex wants to know, is it data or data?
Yes, they are. They do increase in value. But check this out. Okay, so then Christmas, a buddy of mine and I, we did, like, I'm going to do a mystery box for you. And he sent me some books. And so here's one of the books that he sent me.
They didn't color that one in.
Oh,
I'm okay with that. I like it. They're called sketchbooks.
Oh.
But yeah,
like
so this is a
9.8?
signature book, but it's, yes. So the only 9.8, 9.9, and then 10. But you very rarely ever see a 9.9 or a 10.
Oh, that's
What does that mean again?
the bat who's, is it called the bat who laughs? Is that what?
Yeah, so you see him down there, right? The Batman who laughs.
Yeah.
So that's basically Bruce Wayne from another Earth if he got doused with Joker's laughing gas, and he became the Joker basically. So if Bruce Wayne became the Joker.
I remember that. Man, that graphic novel was crazy.
Sean said, "No, thank you, Jamie.
No, that's okay. Last one. Last
Not
one I want to share.
interested in your comics."
He sent me this, and I was like, "What the heck did you send me?"
Superman.
Why?
What?
This is so we call this a key issue. So this is the first appearance of Doomsday before he kills Superman.
He was in the ocean, right?
Yeah. Well, when he gets out and he's making his way across the country to Metropolis, and in this
because
issue,
they don't even know what he looks like underneath. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So before this issue, you just see him in that green stuff, but in this issue, his costume, I guess, or the clothes, or whatever you want to say, it all comes off, and you see Doomsday for what he really is. And so these comics that have been labeled, you usually see this little note. Can you see what it says? First full appearance of Doomsday. So you get little notes over that.
Okay.
So that's how you know. Anyway, these are some killer comic book stuff that I made away. Like
Alex says, Batman Who Laughs and The Darkest Night have some of the most gruesome art.
Darkest Night.
Yeah.
You should check out also Beyond the White Knight, which is really cool. That story is what happens if you actually rehabilitate Joker, and Harley ends up marrying Batman, and they have a child who's Batman Beyond. It's a cool story. Anyway. So I wanted to share some of that stuff.
Thank you. They look like a good haul.
It was, Sandy. It was.
I'm proud of you. You did good for winning all of those, especially that saved half off.
Yeah, he did.
I wish I could show you the rest. But
He made money already.
Yes. All right. So there were some topics that Sandy had brought up, or between all of us, but mainly Sandy, who really coalesced it all for us together.
So I'm sending you a picture now. Hopefully it's sending, because I don't know why my phone is acting weird. And for security purposes, I've blanked out her face. But this popped up in one of my groups that I thought was super interesting. And I want to know what you guys think about it.
Or Facebook?
Facebook Messenger.
It's not showing up on my side yet.
I don't see it yet either.
Okay, let me.
But I got the strawberry cheesecake blizzard.
I know, y'all are eating, and I'm just like,
it.
I want something sweet.
It's
I just finished my ice cream like substance earlier, and so I was like, well, I think I'm done eating for tonight. But now y'all are eating, and I'm just like, I could go for something else.
Okay.
Oh, there it goes.
There it goes.
You do that, Joe. You pull that up so I can find the topics from last week.
So one of the topics that I sent you, if you remember, is should your social media be a part of, or should your social media, or does your social media influence a job that you're going to get?
Wait, say that again. Tell me again. I'm sorry. Say it again.
Okay, so should your employers be looking at your social media, or do they look at your social media? Is this
prior to your hire?
Prior to your hire, yes.
Okay.
If you could, so say for example, you guys are interviewing somebody, you like what you hear, so then the next step is let's go look at her social media. Does their social media impact your hiring?
Yes, absolutely. I say
yes. I would say unfortunately yes, depending on what type of position it is. And I guess it would also
I
kind of
would
depend.
get rid of that qualifier now, though. Even I might
What
have
do you
had
mean?
that probably like 5 or 10 years ago with what Joe's saying. But in this day and age,
what their
I'd
position
get
is.
rid of that qualifier. Yeah, what doesn't matter. Just because you representing the company, regardless of your position, people just tie that back, man.
Yeah.
So regardless if you should or shouldn't do that, when in the court of public opinion, that stuff gets weighed against the company. And the best way to distance yourself as a company from that is you do terminate the employee, or you create something that shows you care about what that employee did. So as a company, that employee has also subjected you to unnecessary mitigating circumstances, meaning if your company needs to do more training or something, like maybe you were fine before that even, but because this fools whatever you want to say, now it's going to cause you as a company owner, decision maker, however you want to look at that, to do something or not. And if you don't do it, we've seen what happens to people, public opinion, like they get flooded, their Google reviews and Yelps get flooded with negative crap. Remember the guy who, or the company, the car company who ditched the freaking pizza delivery guy's tip and razz on him and were kicking him out, literally kicked him out with their feet. That place shut down because they were treating the pizza delivery guy like crap. And technically he was, the whole 30 minutes late, but he deserved his tip. And they were laughing at him and all this stuff. And then in fact, because he took $1 from them, thinking that was the tip they gave him, they told him to bring it back. So he had to bring back $1 and some change.
But what does that have to do with social media?
Because they went viral. The video of it, someone found it on their thing, they put it on viral, and it shut the business down.
I see.
So the owner, who's got these 4 employees who are making fools of themselves on company property and company time, he had to shut down because of them. And what do you think of his family and them? You know what I mean? Him and his family and the other people who weren't on camera. Like they all were impacted because of those 4 fools' reaction.
I see.
Oh, I got surprised.
His reaction.
I'm like, yes.
I was like, well, go ahead, Jamie, say something.
Right. So
did you want me to show? Let me know when you're ready for the image.
So yeah, let me read this, and then a comment that I read before I looked at this lady's profile. So she posted in a public forum, she said, I got turned down for a job I really wanted because I don't have experience with multiple systems. How do I learn without an independent company? Please, I need to succeed. So apparently the guy that commented went and looked at her profile. And I hadn't seen the profile. I just saw this comment. I look at all potential employees' social media before hiring. Did you ever think that this person may not have wanted to hire a naughty Mrs. Claus and just told you something else to keep it PC? Joe, cue the picture of this young lady.
What was the story at, Sandy? I'm sorry. I know I missed it, and that's my bad. But
okay, so the story is this lady came onto a public forum and said, I got turned down from a job because I don't have experience. That's what she was told. She said, how do I learn? Please, I need to succeed. So the commenter said, did you ever think that this person may not have wanted to hire a naughty Mrs. Claus and just told you something so that they could keep it PC? This is her profile picture. And while I'm open-minded and everything else, like, I don't want to hire you because of this. I mean, potentially, like, spouses may have issues with this lady at the company party if this is how she's going to dress. I mean, there's so many things that could go wrong. So this guy got blasted for being honest. And they were like, well, you could have sent her a message on social, like a private DM. But I'm like, she came onto a public forum and opened herself up to that. And he was right, because I mean, that's something that he does. He looks at their social media. So I went and looked at her social media, and just in her profile pictures, I could tell that this lady does like attention, especially in her cleavage area. And swiped through a few pictures, and you can also tell that she kind of probably suffers from lack of attention, and maybe some depression. So
you're saying she's narcissistic, basically.
I'm saying that she's probably not the best candidate for the position that I have put out there.
And here's the thing. She might actually be excellent, right? There might be excellent candidates for positions.
Totally.
And And here's the thing: I'm all for you expressing yourself on social media however way you want to. I'm not telling you. I'm not telling her she should have covered up or not looked naughty. Hey, that's you. I'm not one to tell you. Alternatively, or in addition to that, though, if I choose not to hire you, and unless it's illegal, and maybe I don't know, maybe the two of you know, but I don't know that it's illegal not to hire people because of their social media posts. I
No, I
don't
mean
think that's illegal.
what is it? Discrimination based on age and race, but social media
Yeah.
post is not in that disclosure.
Right. There's
Right.
nothing in that picture you just showed that denotes age or, if it was sex, you'd be like, I'm not hiring any lady or opposite, gender or whatever like that. So that's why I say, I'm like, you put whatever you want on your social media. If you're not getting hired for certain position, and that's the part that blows my mind. Like that type of conversation has to happen. It's like you thinking that you don't have to put that stuff private or locked down at the very least from a potential employer seeing that stuff. What's wrong with you guys?
And the thing with social media, like your profile, it will always be public. Like there's no way to make that private. You can make yourself private from like people searching for you, but you can't make yourself private as far as the profile goes. But
Right.
yeah.
So whatever your profile pictures are, be very careful of it, because that at minimum is what's shown, at least on Facebook. And so,
Yeah.
And that's
So
where
don't
most
be-
of them. Yeah.
Now, I do
Don't be
think so. On the
stupid.
flip of that, though, I do think that if there's a way that a company could get away with saying, "Yeah, we chose not to hire you because your social media
Your
persona
assets we're showing.
is, and we
We
kind of
consider those a liability here.
there you go."
Right.
I do think that would be fair too, though. I do think that
Or-
again, but I don't know that people. If you've got to be told that, kids.
And this
Sucks for you.
this lady's grown. She's not a young lady, like, in her 20s that, maybe might not know better. I mean, she's at least in her 50s.
I'm sorry, I don't even give them credit, or not credit. What's the word?
Slack.
A
The
free
benefit.
Cut
ticket?
them slack.
Yeah, benefit.
The
I don't
benefit
even
of
give
the
them the
doubt.
benefit.
The
I'm like,
benefit
if
of
you're
the
in the
doubt,
workforce and you do that,
So let me catch up on these. So Rod said, great question. Social media. Alex says the court of public opinion happens to be strong, for sure. Carrie says, social media hiring, answer yes. We just talked about how important social media presence is for our small businesses. People run straight to social media for everything. Girl, y'all broke up. Let's look at this new bench. Did you hear that server over there call her a bench? Let's go look at her page. Let's tell company XYZ they have employees saying bench on the floor. Signed, Karen. Yeah.
You hit it on the spot, CPJ.
Alex said she could be a crackhead. You remember we used to say that all the time, Mama? We still do. What are you talking about? I believe the word you're looking for is sympathy. So you have no sympathy for those people.
Yeah. I mean, I feel bad for them, but it's like I'm not going to go bat for you either. I'm sorry.
At some point, you have to learn. Oh, look at Chon. Chon said, hell no, he ain't hiring her.
Nice.
Why can I not find these topics, Andy?
I saw the one. I have the one about after the social media one, and then we can go into the phone one about the movies.
Go for it. If you see them, because I'm going back and I'm like, there's a conversation on Yellowstone.
So to preface this.
So last week I shared this thing on Facebook where it basically has like all the 90s movies listed out, and you're supposed to pick one year, but my brain wanted to pick one movie out of every year. And I think even Kate was like, wait, hold on, Mom. He's like, just quit talking. Let me read this. So anyway, so we actually were like, Eric and I were going over our choices like at dinner. Kate was listening to us, and Eric and I had both, I can't remember what year it was, maybe 95. Both of us had picked Independence Day. And so Kate was like, well, what's Independence Day? And you're like, bro, you've never heard of Independence Day?
What?
Never heard of it. Apparently,
He hasn't?
No, never heard of it. So we're like, you know what? We're watching it tonight. So anyway, we watched Independence Day, and he was like, this is a really good movie. He said, this is so good. So we thought, let's stay strong with what we have failed our kid. So next one was Three Ninjas. He was like, it's kind of cheesy. But he said, but it's not bad.
Joe's cousin's in that movie.
What was his name? I can't think of
Ernie
his
Reyes
name.
Jr.
Yes.
Ernie Reyes
yeah.
Jr.
Ernie Reyes Jr.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who was he?
Yes.
The older or oldest brother, I think.
And Three Ninjas?
No, I don't think so.
These
Not
are-
in Three Ninjas.
No, Three Ninjas.
They were little white boys.
Yeah. I was like, there ain't no
He was in
Reyes
that, though.
Jr. up in there. CPJ apparently also read pick one movie from each year. And I guess I had been a good mom because Alex did know Three Ninjas. We just didn't pass that on to Kate. Look at Sean bust out with It Suck. What sucks?
Three Ninjas.
I thought
Alex said, I love Three Ninjas and the old Godzillas. I miss my VHS tapes.
But
Alex
in
was
reality, though, it said pick 1 year of movies.
Yes.
Not
Yes.
just one movie. From
Which I make my own
years,
rules
so.
and I do what I want. Okay. So
Right, exactly.
So will you show that on the screen? What did you guys pick?
So for me, I was going hard between 91 and 93 because I remember watching for 93 Jurassic Park in the theaters it was just amazing. When you first hear the Tyrannosaurus Rex,
ooh. Keep going. Sorry.
When you first hear the Tyrannosaurus Rex step and the whole theater shakes, that was just so amazing.
It's epic, for the times.
It was just epic for the time, and I really love 91 and My Girl. You cry every time. New Jack City. I love the gangster shows, and then Terminator 2, Point Break with Keanu Reeves and Patrick Swayze, and then Boys in the Hood. Those were just straight up awesome movies. Like I could watch those anytime. I have sayings pretty much from everything except for My Girl, but I have sayings from all the other ones that I can do. But 93 Miss Doubtfire, that was hilarious. And then Sandlot, I love baseball, and then baseball movies, that one. And then Free Willy and Menace to Society. Those were my 2 years that I was having to go back and forth. But if I had to pick one, I think I would probably go with 93 because of Jurassic Park.
Oh, really?
So
Yeah.
the cool thing about that, for that choice, Joe, alone, is I think the greatest 3D movie that has ever existed, in my opinion, was when they re-released Jurassic Park in 3D. If you didn't go watch that in the theater when they did it in 3D, like it was right after, what was the big 3D movie?
Avatar?
Yeah. So, they started redoing everything in 3D. Jurassic Park was one that, holy crap, it almost beats Avatar in my opinion. It may not have originally been done for 3D, but in the theater, it was absolutely awesome. It was way better than it should have been. I'll tell you that much. My buddies and I, we were in the theater up here in Bloomington, and we were just like, the sound and the dinosaurs coming out at you and stuff. It was like, holy jeez, this is
because there are a few jump scares in Jurassic Park, so that would have been perfect for a 3D environment.
I'm just saying, if you ever get the option to see it again in the theater with the Dolby sound and everything, freaking do it quick because it's worth it.
Yeah. So which year were you thinking?
For me,
Mr. Pineapples.
So you did some good ones. For me, 94 was great because of The Crow and Ace Ventura. As much as I hated Ace Ventura, it was everywhere. It was everywhere, and it's still one of the most quoted movie.
I rewatched it the other day, and I was cracking up the whole time.
Yeah, Eric was like, I thought it was like, isn't it inappropriate? Eric's like,
it is very inappropriate.
Eric is like, I don't remember, and I'm like, I think if we watch it, we're gonna be like, let's watch this later.
Yeah, and that's how I feel about it today, and I felt then too. But The Crow, so I can't, both of those were really good. But 95 had a bunch of hits, right? Friday, I quote that like every other day. You know what I mean?
Right.
Mortal Kombat. Who didn't watch Mortal Kombat or love the game? And when the movie came out, to attach with it, and the soundtrack was killer.
Wait, pause on that, because y'all don't feel the same way about Street Fighter. Oh my
Street
god,
Fighter was really bad.
I
Yeah,
absolutely
it
love
was.
it. We just watched it like a few months ago because I love it so much.
Now I love the characters or the actors who play the characters.
Maybe that's what it is.
But it
I
was
don't know what it is.
terrible.
I just like it.
And you know what I hate about that movie
And
mostly?
we played the game. We played the game quite a
Oh
bit.
man,
so
we
said-
were Street Fighter through and through. Between Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat, I'm
See,
surprised.
but I
our
never
butt-
liked Street Fighter as much as I
What?
loved Mortal Kombat or even
No.
Tekken
Yeah.
for that matter. But one of the things I
Tekken
hated
was
about
my
Street Fighter was that was Raul Julia's last movie, and I was like, really?
No way.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
But anyhow, so then I move over to. I swear there was a movie on here that I don't see on here anymore, but did I flip into the other reality?
Probably. Which movie are you
Where the
talking
heck is Matrix?
Oh.
That didn't come out until 2000, I thought. Like 2001.
Oh, okay.
2000?
I thought it
No,
was
no,
1999.
99.
Yeah.
Right there.
Oh, there it is.
There it is,
Okay,
the
yeah.
Matrix. Yeah.
All right. So with 99,
I'm pointing
you
at
see,
where I'm
you know,
pointing.
but the Matrix ultimately, like I was even showing my daughter that tonight. And Matrix is heavily in our house, and there's so many parallels with it from a spiritual aspect. Like that movie alone for 99 is like, you know, this singularity. Like it's just like everything in 99. It was like, I don't know that anything else existed in 99 besides the Matrix.
Was that
Yeah,
the year you
because the other
graduated?
movies are kind of terrible.
98. 98 is when I
99. The other
graduated.
movies are kind of terrible. The Matrix
Yeah.
really is the only thing that is.
And it's still holding up
I
to
love
this
10
day.
Things I Hate About You.
I like 10 Things I Hate About You too. It's a good movie.
With
I,
Heath
you know, it's
Ledger?
memorable.
It
But not as
wasn't
memorable as The
that
Matrix.
good, yeah.
I've never watched The Matrix.
So I think 99
Shut the
only
front
has The
door,
Matrix,
Sandy.
but that movie was heavy enough to garner, you know, whatever.
Turn it up
So-
loud.
95. or
Okay, so
99.
like let's go through this. Like in 90, I watched Home Alone. In 91,
Oh, it's gonna be a short list for Sandy.
never watched any of those. 92, Three Ninjas. 93. Okay,
It was the
93
Whitman
has
Kid-
quite
You
a
skipped
bit.
92. Oh, no, 93 you said.
Doubtfire,
93 she
Sandlot,
only
Free
saw-
Willy, Jurassic Park. 94, Ace Ventura, Street Fighter, Little Rascals. 95, Jumanji, Mortal Kombat, Friday. 96, Space Jam and Independence Day. 97, Titanic, Men in Black, Selena. 98, Rush Hour. 99,
You didn't
Big-
watch Face Off?
no. Big Daddy and 10 Things I Hate About You.
Oh my goodness.
Rush Hour? Now, if Justice and JD were here, we'd have been all saying Rush Hour from 98 because those fools.
I watched Rush Hour. I loved Rush Hour. I like
Lord,
the
yeah.
reels. Gefilte fish.
Every movie had their bloopers at the end during the credits and
Yes,
stuff.
yeah.
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 So
yeah, it does.
CPJ says she picked The Sandlot. Sean
Yeah, The
picked
Sandlot is
95 and
excellent.
97.
95 and 97. Okay.
Avatar,
Because of
Way of
Selena?
Water was amazing. Who?
Because of
Oh, Sean.
Selena's?
Did you like Selena, Sean? Jamie liked the old man game. What old man game?
Old man game. What do you mean?
Mortal
Oh,
Kombat.
because you didn't like
Street
Street
Fighter?
Fighter.
Yeah.
Street Fighter, yeah.
I must have just lost too much at it. That's why I didn't like it.
That was
I felt
cool.
like Mortal Kombat, actually, you had to have skill to play. I didn't feel like you had to have skill to play Street Fighter.
Badass in Street Fighter. E-Honda, man, just that one move.
Although the new Street Fighter coming out this year looks absolutely out of this world amazing. I will be playing the new Street
Really?
Fighter.
Oh,
Yes.
the game. Okay. So I was like, what?
Wow.
I don't remember the movie.
It looks freaking phenomenal. I am like, okay. It looks like more like Tekken than it does Street Fighter. That's probably why I'm going to play it.
So if I were to recommend, you have to see The Matrix. I think that's a good one for you that y'all would watch.
Wait,
I think
you
my
haven't
boys
seen The
have watched
Matrix?
it. Uh-uh.
She hasn't seen The Matrix. And
Oh
then
my
I would
God.
say,
Out of all the movies
Have
on
you
that
seen-
list, The Matrix is the number one.
Not
Hands
compared
down.
to Street Fighter.
I can't believe you haven't seen that.
see, and I don't, the Power Ranger movie, I didn't like that one.
Power
and-
Rangers was after your time, and it was a little bit
Yeah.
after my time too. My brothers,
And
Henry
what a nice
and
tie it
Lalo
is.
and G, they were Power Rangers kids.
I liked
Oh.
it, but I think it was more of the soundtrack. It was fun.
Oh, Chon said, "Bite me, Joe."
Bitten.
Alex said, "All of the Matrix movies I've seen. I'm ready for the new one."
Wait, so
See,
you
Rod
have
was
seen
like
the
with
new one?
You
me.
haven't seen the new one?
No, I'm reading what
It's
Alex
different.
said.
I know. That's what I'm saying. The newest one that just came out.
The one that was the Matrix inside the Matrix? That one? You
It's
haven't seen that one?
called Semi Matrix.
It's called In. What is it called? In
Matrix.
Shoot. What's the other movie?
Dominatrix.
Inside the Matrix? Or
No. What's the
How
What's the
y'all
one where the
Matrix
top where he
fans?
throws the top at the end of the movie? And it's inside dreams inside of dreams. What was that, Alex? Help us out.
Vanilla
Dreamscape?
Sky.
No, it was Leonardo DiCaprio. Remember? And Mal. And at the end, you don't know if he's still in the dream or if he's in the real world now because the top keeps spinning, but then it looks
Inception?
wobbly.
Oh,
He's saying
Inception.
Inception.
It's Inception Matrix.
Have you seen that
I
one?
haven't actually seen that one yet. I haven't seen Inception.
Holy
You're
jeez,
talking about
Joe.
the Matrix Resurrections, Alex. That's the
No,
one
but
we're
you need to
talking
watch Inception. Good Lord.
about. I know. I need to.
It's a
I just
spectacular
haven't.
movie. Just like what's the Galaxy one, Alex? What's the one? Interstellar. You got to watch Inception and you got to watch Interstellar.
Cade loves Interstellar.
It's a great movie.
And then the other night when Jet was here, I think Cade introduced Jet to Interstellar.
It's a great movie. It's pretty over the top, but it's great.
Alex, so Rod says that's really hard. 91 Terminator to 93, 95, and 98. Rod's like me. We couldn't make up our mind with just one.
Excuse me.
Dude, American History X, that's just
I watched that
brutal
once and I
film.
couldn't do it anymore.
What year was that?
98.
98.
It's a good
But
movie.
is Edward Norton's one of his best performances ever.
Yeah, it's really a good movie, but it's a tough movie to watch.
Edward Norton.
Curb Stomp, man.
Was he the original?
It took forever to get out of my head.
Green guy.
He was the original Hulk, yes.
That was boring. That was boring AF, man. That movie was a beatdown.
The first one was, yeah.
Yeah, but Mark Ruffalo, though. So Alex says, Interstellar is my absolute number one movie, followed closely by Baby Driver. What is that?
So I like Baby Driver. I need to go back and watch it, but I don't know how you put both of those so close together because Baby Driver's good,
dude.
But it's one of those that's just like a guilty pleasure movie that doesn't really garner any reception.
Dude, Top Gun Maverick is like one of my top movies now. Top Gun Maverick,
I remember you mentioned that earlier in the year.
Yeah, it was good. And
a lot of people loved it. A lot of people said great things about it, and they were like,
"Did you watch it
twice or 3 times?" It's not the kind of movie I'd watch.
So Top Gun Maverick was there, and then like Avatar: Way of Water was really good too. I really enjoyed it.
I haven't seen that one yet. I still haven't seen friggin' Black Panther.
Me either. I have not. And
not because I didn't want to. Not because I hadn't tried several times.
Man, that's a great movie. It's great.
Sucks having a family sometimes.
Top Gun Maverick is my.
I want to go watch a movie, but when I think we all can go watch it. No, I even had some really cool shirts made. Cost me over X amount, and they all said a lot of them said no. Well, and because 1 or 2 of them said no, the rest said no, and I was like, I could have saved so much instead of making these dumb shirts for everyone. Pissed me off, guys.
Alex said, y'all got to have me on a podcast. I could spend an hour talking about movies.
Well, when you find one, you let us know. We'll come listen to you.
Yeah, the good movie portfolio.
Wait, did she have another thing? Did she have another?
So,
Sandy, did you?
No, but there is a topic that we did discuss around. I did want to say, what is y'all, Joe, Sandy, what is your opinions on people who rush the field? Wait, define this so everyone in the comments can also hear it and understand this, right?
Yes.
So I'm saying, like, whether you're at home or you're at the game itself, you're watching. It could be any sports, right? Predominantly, it's something that has a field. So, world
Soccer.
football or American football,
football.
Football. But someone runs on the field. It pauses the game because maybe it's a streaker.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Oh no.
Oh, no, you might have
We'll,
seen it.
we'll wait for him to come back.
So he's talking about American football, soccer, baseball. I've seen it happen in baseball.
Really?
And then, yeah, they actually had, so there was in baseball back in I think it's the 80s, she was actually a celebrity. She would go running, she had huge stuff.
Uh-huh.
And she would go
Sorry.
running onto the field.
Yes.
And she would actually
And-
kiss the players in the middle of the game. It didn't
Okay,
matter.
now that's messed
Yeah.
up. But regardless of whatever disruption they cause, what's just your generalized opinion about the whole thing? You want to go first, Sandy?
I think it's stupid. I think it's disrespectful to anybody and everybody that paid, because now they have to pause the game. They have to go capture that person. And that's what I was going to do when you mentioned that, because I actually have a picture. We were at a game when someone came running through, and I've got pictures of DPS just running after him. But I think it's stupid. I don't know why you do it. I mean, you are punished for doing it. So
If you're caught, right?
and typically you are, because how do you get out of a stadium?
I've seen some guys who jumped the fence to get on the field and were able to jump the high freaking
No
fence to get off
way.
the field. I'm not
Wow.
saying all the time. I have seen a couple, and I'll sit there and be like, "You deserve not to get caught. You jumped high. How the heck did you get all the
Yeah,
way
I
up
don't
there?"
know
I'm
how
like,
they do it, because I could
"Come on."
never. But
Yeah.
no, I think
All
it
right.
is the dumbest thing.
Okay, Joe, what's your thought?
Yeah, I think on the most part it's a distraction, and I'm glad that they started pulling away from the streaker or the person that's on the field to not give them that 15 seconds of fame,
Hmm.
because you'll notice like if something happens, they won't put it on TV anymore.
Mm-mm.
So, but
That's
yeah,
a good point, right? I think a lot of the ones I see more recently are people who've recorded it, from
Right.
their phones and
Yeah.
stuff.
from the
That's a good
phones and
point.
stuff like that. Yeah, it's just they're trying not to give them that 10 seconds of fame or whatever. So yeah, it's especially during the game. Like after the game, let's go for
Rush
it.
it. Do it. Do it.
All right,
But
let
during
me
the
throw
game,
in.
don't be an idiot.
Let me
Go
throw a
ahead.
wrench in that then, okay? Let me add on to that. So that layer's there, okay? And I agree with both of you for the most part. I do think, yeah, it is a distraction. I also kind of think, I'm like, what game isn't really complete without someone rushing the field, though? So it's kind of one of those, you
Mhm.
can expect it, but I still think it's a disruption and disrespectful. But what do you feel about when a runner, disruptor, whatever you want to call them, what do you feel like? Actually, before I ask this, is there any comments based on? Did anyone share what they think about it generally?
Mm-mm,
Okay,
nobody
that's fine.
shared.
All right. So then, what do you think about when these streakers or whatever disruptors are intercepted by players?
Whatever it takes
I,
to get that person off. I mean,
yeah. I
you
think
put
they're
yourself in
asking
that
for a
position.
whole world of hurt. Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially
So,
American football,
Mhm.
you're going to get hurt.
So here's where I disagree. Not disagree. I agree with what you said. You are going to get hurt. And this is where I think the players need to back the heck down and get away. You ain't got no business rushing a
Did you read
normal.
a story? Is that what made you think about it?
No. Well, I didn't read a story. What I saw a video, and for you know how it goes, guys, right? We watch a video, and then something for whatever reason at that point in time, there's a thought that enters our head, and so I watched one of these videos one night, and the first thing that came to my head, first time it's ever come to my head, I looked at that and I was like, why did that stupid player do that? I was like, now that streaker, that disruptor, I was like, I think he can actually litigate against the players
Oh, of
because they
course you
probably
can.
caused him harm, like major harm. They had no business doing that when they're football players, not security guards, when the security guards were already trying to take care of their business.
And obviously they needed help.
And I'm not saying they did or didn't. What I'm saying is there's a part of me where I'm like, I hope you do get sued, and I hope he wins or they win miles of days over you so that you learn you don't need to step on another person's job, even when you're being disruptive and disrespectful to you. You just need to sit down and because you got pads on, you're a brute guy, you know what I mean? And you're fast. And so you're going to cause bodily harm. The guy who's running the field is not causing bodily harm to anyone. But he is being
like
disruptive.
a
But he's not
parent.
causing bodily harm to anyone.
It's like a parent jumping into a zoo cage. You know the animals bite, but your ass still went in there. You
I still don't
deserve to
think.
get
No.
bitten.
I don't know that that's the same analogy. I hear what you're
What?
saying though, because the players are pulled off the field.
You voluntarily, you threw yourself into this animal cage. You threw yourself onto this football field. You did it. No one.
Yeah, but the
put you
players
down
aren't
there.
in play anymore.
Well,
They're not in play.
The
That's
gorilla
what-
wasn't in play. He was just there minding his own business, chewing on his bamboo.
So even if I agreed with your perspective on this, it's just not the same way. Like I could say here and say, yes, if you get on the field, you're going to get hurt. You're taking that chance of getting hurt. I could leave it at that. But the point in this scenarios that I saw specifically, there was no play being done. So the players were on the sidelines. Both teams were on the sidelines. Nobody on the field. The guy jumps out, starts running. Security starts chasing him. No one's on the field. There's not even a play. So the guys from the side decide to get up and use their brute force to, that dude, he'll never do it again. He also may never walk again. And so that's why I'm like, I hope.
Por pendejo.
Por pendejo. I hear you.
That's exactly why. That's por pendejo. That's what you get.
You're right. You're absolutely right. But I would also say that, so just like the runner shouldn't be on the field, I don't think the football players should have been on the field either. And that same por pendejos falls for them also.
Oh, of course.
But what happens if they were in a play and he's disrupting?
Like with Sandy's, what she was saying, that's totally it. Like, you're an idiot for getting out there and thinking.
So let's say that they're on the field and they're about to go play, they're about to score, and then this jackass gets right in the middle of the field. He's going to be taken out.
Yeah. I mean, that's the train moving already. It's like, okay.
Right.
You idiot. You know what I mean?
And
these guys have pads and they're, you know what I mean?
And it really affects the game. It could affect the game because that play could have gone for a winning score for one of the other.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah,
so in that scenario, that, again, when the animals are on the field and they're in motion.
Are you calling them animals?
No, Sandy did. Sandy said that.
I said gorilla.
You don't need to say that. But anyway, I'm like, yeah. So that is, I'm with her on that part. But when there's no play going on, that's when I'm like, just sit down.
So
just let security do their job, please. Just let
while we're
security
talking
do their
about
job.
football, let's talk about this. I can't remember one night, Thursday night football. Was it the Bills that were playing? And Damar Hamlin.
Oh, yes. Mm-hmm.
Took a hit. Normal tackle. If you watched it, you saw it looked normal. Eric and I just come in from dinner, set my purse down. I'm like, ooh, I need to go to the restroom. And then Eric's like, there's an ambulance on the field. I'm like, what? I've never seen an ambulance on the field. I've never seen it.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Anyway, so pause, come back. We rewind, try to see what happened. We're like, what happened? Anyway, so this was the tackle I feel like that was heard around the world, because for about an hour, we were uncertain if this young man was going to make it. Like, I'm praying. I've got tears in my eyes. He's 24 years old. His mama was in the stands.
For everyone watching.
It was very, very, like I said, I'd never seen anything like this before. And I'm praying for this unknown, we don't know what's happening. And then people are saying, like, I go to Twitter, and Twitter's like, they're performing CPR on him. And like, there's something bad. And so they were like, they performed CPR on him for 9 minutes, and people are speculating, are they going to continue this game? And Eric and I were going back and forth. I'm like, they can't continue this game. Look, who was his quarterback? Was it Burrow? Burrow was in tears. I'm like, you're going to risk more injuries because these guys cannot focus on the game. They just watched their teammate. We don't know at this moment, like, did they watch him die? We don't know what they saw. But anyway, it's very traumatic. Anyway, miracle, Damar Hamlin is out of the hospital. He's back in recovery. And the NFL has decided to pay him all of his salary, because they said if he went on the injured reserve, he would only get half, but they made right by him and they're going to pay him out his whole contract. And not, thank you, Jesus. I mean, there was a ton of people that witnessed that, a ton of people praying for him. But I mean, that was just like very impactful that even happened. But man, anyway,
I like how you said they did right by it, because I think, yeah, they could have technically done something different, right? But it kind of like what we were talking about earlier, right? For the whole, public opinion stuff like that. Like, it was more than just him, right? It helps the people, our hearts, to feel
because my thing is like,
more.
He's 24. Like, to me, I feel like he will never again play football. I mean, I feel like it's
gonna
over
be hard.
for him.
Yeah.
And then I was worried about his salary, because I'm like, what is he gonna do now? Like, and he had this foundation, I can't remember what it was called, and
the toys,
and his goal was like to raise $2,500. Y'all, like, I think he's like at 7 million for his foundation.
It's in the
It's amazing how many people just pulled together for this Damar Hamlin. But anyway, beautiful story that's come of it. There's another football player who rescued his kids from the ocean, and I don't know if he's going to make it. He plays for the Chiefs. I think it's the Chiefs. Yeah. So you haven't heard really a whole lot about that gentleman, but so it's pretty bad. Anyway, I just wanted to bring that to light, because I just feel like God's still in the miracle making business. I mean, it was just amazing to me.
Agreed.
I followed that. So anyway, so Carrie says, huge fan of the athletes stopping them. Have you seen Piggy Paul, the security guy out in left field? Really? He needs help from the athletes to catch him.
Right.
I guess I haven't
That's
seen
in baseball.
Oh, okay.
No,
okay.
So a lot of the security guards.
The security car, they would not be able to catch somebody streaking across the field by themselves. That's what she's saying.
Gotcha.
Then Sean said, like Joe.
Joe streaks.
Bit Sean.
Jamie says. So how do you feel about a bystander running into a fire to pull people out? They aren't the firemen.
That's different. That's totally different. I don't know how that compares with a rando getting on a field where there's no play in.
He's being a hero. He's stopping a criminal.
That's not.
It is
my
criminal.
Gosh, that's not.
It is criminal.
I'm not saying it isn't criminal. It's not. There's a difference between.
Wait, y'all are saying the same. Y'all are saying two different things there. So,
who?
She's not. Sandy's saying that it's criminal for the guy that's streaking, that's running.
Yes,
that's
it
interrupting.
is. I agree with that too.
Yeah,
I agree with that.
Yeah,
but it's a what do you call that? Like, there's no one is getting hurt. No one is physically getting hurt from it. People, you can feel like there's some physical hurt, but he's not hurting anyone physically. He doesn't have his. He's not punching anyone. He is not choking anyone. He's not doing anything. So, yeah, that's not the same as running into the fire to save someone's life. This wasn't no one's life was in danger in this.
His is apparently. He's gonna get
now. Now it is when you get. And I'll try to find the video so I can send it to you too, so you can see, and maybe I'll even post it up in our Facebook group so everyone can see the one that I'm talking about.
Okay.
But again, I'm sure this wasn't the only video that is showing players tackling or taking out, the streaker, disruptor, again, whatever you want to call them. So
Alex says also big rip to Ken Block, the GOAT. I don't know who Ken Block is.
Or the GOAT.
And then he said he asked.
I think he's talking to me.
It would apply to all of us.
All right.
But anyway, do we have one more topic?
I mean, I think we got a lot, but it's all sporadic here.
I didn't keep
in one. I thought you put them in one little thing, or I did. Oh, maybe I did. Jeez, I was right. I was looking at the wrong stuff now. Anyway. You know what? I hate looking back through our posts, guys. Let me just tell you, because it's so hard to stay on point here because there's some funny stuff in here. Like the guy who posted on the Facebook page, I don't even remember what it was, but he was like, folks, just trying to help a little bit with Facebook. If you're interested in posts, hit the dots and click follow. Don't type F in the comments section because it doesn't work.
Oh,
so in the comments, I said, good point, ... F.
Yeah.
But we have all these comments in our chat that are just like, I'm like, oh, that was funny too. Oh, and Sandy said that was hilarious. You know.
So while
Crazy.
Jamie looks for that, do you guys have any goals or resolutions or whatever you call them for the New Year's?
Don't put chicken don't put chicken legs in the waffle thing. That's so
Oh, that was ugly.
Oh, CPJ.
Oh, hold on. CPJ
That's a
says,
big one.
how do you know Hal's not doing anything? Celebrities, athletes, people of interest are always targeted and have bodyguards for good reason. People jump on concert stages and cause harm. What's the difference? Why wait to see if he's going to keep running or tackle him to the ground and take him out on the chance he does major harm? We live in a day where we flag just don't know. Flat just don't know.
Yeah, I still say not really, because when people who jump the stages, like, that's funny that you mentioned that, because I just saw a video where someone was jumping the stage, and I guess there's something about maybe the stage is small and he knew he was going to get attacked, because the guy that's what he did. He went to go attack the singer, and there was just a brawl that ensued there, right? But
there was a Mexican singer that got handed a note a long time ago, and it said, stop dancing or stop singing, stop this concert or you're gonna die.
What?
Anyway, he kept singing and they killed him after the concert.
Shut up.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. And they used to say that his family had a curse because I think his son was gunned down as well. And he was there.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
That took a turn.
What I do? It's a
I can't find them, but I think you did mention 2023 New Year's resolutions.
Alex knew. He said Chalino Sanchez. Yep. That's who I was talking about.
I've heard of that, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, all I see here is 2023. Did you unsend a message? I think that's where it was, Sandy.
You a lie.
I'm not.
I unsend things that I don't spell correctly, and then I just send it because I can't edit it. Not like
okay. Here we go. Here you said, can we end that tradition of shoving the birthday person into the cake? So let's talk about that, Sandy. Tell us why did this come to your? Why did you bring this up?
Okay, I watch these. I get on TikTok or something, and there's somebody shoving somebody into a cake. It used to be where you would just get the nose and we'd all laugh about it and be fine. Nah, now these hateful MFs go full smash, and then they bring out extra things to pour onto you. That's not a birthday. That's like they hate you.
I haven't seen these.
Okay, I'm gonna have to find this video. But this girl starts with a cake smash. Then they bring out flour. Then they bring out ketchup. They throw like all of these things on her.
What?
Yes, it is horrible. And I was just like, why do people do that? Like, can we just bring it to an end?
I have not heard of this, Sandy.
And then on top of it, they ram these people. I've seen people, because these cakes have tiers and they have poles holding them up. People have lost their eyes.
Yes.
No, this is true shit. Like, let's stop doing
I know. That's what I thought you were going to talk about, and that's why I was like, I can't. But I know what you're talking about. I've seen that, and it's absolutely like, please take them out or something. Just,
my God.
How
How
about just don't do it all?
That's what I'm saying. Can we just do away with it? Where it's 2023. Let's not. Because these kids are getting more and more elaborate. So they've got like toothpicks holding. They've got several things.
Yeah. I hear, the dowels that we put in the cakes to help stand up multi-tiered cakes. Like, some of them are hollow. Most of them are hollow, but there are times where we're using wooden ones in there, and they're not sharp. But good Lord, they're gonna hurt when your face gets shoved in it. So I've seen some, Sandy, where they miss the cake. The freaking idiots who are throwing their head down because their hands are angled in a different direction. They end up throwing their head right on the table off to the side of the cake.
Yeah, or they drop the cake entirely because they're trying to smash it and the person moves out of the way.
I feel the same.
And I would prefer cake without somebody's face.
Yeah.
I don't want sweat.
Have you seen the funny video where after they do the face smash, the guy who's editing the clip, he's like, oh, I guess we're not gonna have cake then, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I was like, I want cake.
Yeah.
I came here for the birthday cake. I didn't come here for you to waste
Yeah.
it on somebody's face.
I'm kind of with you on that, Sandy. I'm kind of with you. It does remind me a lot of the infamous gender reveal crap. That we've talked
It's
about.
up there. That's my
It's the-
gender
yeah,
reveal
I
for
agree.
2023 is that
It's
stupid
up there.
cake.
Yeah.
Alex says, I wanted to end that tradition long ago, one where she got that cake supported through her eyeball.
Ugh.
Look, Jamie, do it to Joe.
If I'm gonna do it to someone, I'm gonna make sure it's purposefully like it's safe like that, you know.
Yeah.
And I've got a backup.
And then have a backup cake. I was about to say
Yes.
have a backup cake.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna make Joe's
Well,
face go on the cake that he doesn't like, you know, like the chocolate or whatever cake. Like that's where his face is gonna go in. But the one that everyone eats will be the cake that he likes, that he
We
wants.
need to show that cake that I found for Joe.
Oh yeah, what was it? I'm looking again.
Oh, look at this. Yes, I threatened Marshall's life if he put cake in my face at our wedding. Same.
So my wife
same.
did the same to me.
I
She
told
was like,
Eric,
"Don't
I'm
you
like,
dare do
you
it.
know,
Don't you dare."
not that I need any kind of reminding, but you know, I don't like this shit, so we're not doing this shit. Yeah, no, we were.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Where is it, Sandy?
What is that?
The picture, Joe's cake.
Oh Lord, that was how many days ago?
I got it right here, and then
Oh,
we got to
nice,
call
Joe.
it a night. I got it right here. This is my cake. So if anyone knows, when I turn 25 this year, this is the cake that I need.
This is what Joe's getting.
Oh, there it is.
Look at you turning 20 twice and shit.
Love it. I love
that.
this.
That
This
suits
is
you
awesome.
I think that suits you perfectly. Except probably changed it like 3 or 4 times.
Right.
Thrice.
Awesome. Well,
Yeah,
that was
yeah.
the fun show, y'all. We
It
talked
was. It
about
went by
lots.
so fast. I felt like we had more
did.
things, but
We did. I think we
We
had more expectations of stuff that we want to do and that we talked about. It was we threw the
Well,
spaghetti
I did
and
take up a lot of
whatever
time.
noodles
I took
stayed
a lot
up.
of time in the beginning, so
Yeah, you did.
can blame me.
That's usual though.
Yeah,
You usually do at the beginning.
Rod said, "What?"
That's why we did.
Right.
That's why Joe had suggested an hour and a half because he knew he was going to need the first 30 minutes of every show, at least potentially.
Just
Potentially, yeah. And so when we get to that 30-minute mark, I'm like, stop, Joe. We want to talk too. Okay.
Right. Very true.
Let us talk.
Anyway,
Sandy, this is for Sandy, real quick. So this is a skin for your camera, and I'm going to be putting it on mine. So
Wait.
if you want something to try, it's.
I thought he was saying that was a skin for
I know,
your
I'm
camera,
like-
Sandy. I was like, that's so sweet.
No,
That was really nice.
no.
And then when he said, I'm putting it on mine, I was like, wait,
Oh,
what?
look, I was like,
This is the
silly
skin
me.
for my camera.
That is so,
choice of
where'd you
words,
get
Joe.
it?
Poor choice
And
of
they
words.
also make them for lenses too. So I have one of my favorite lenses. I'm going to put this on it. So
That is some intricate work, bruh.
That's something, all right.
So it's gonna be fun.
That's for Sandy, though, right?
No. I'll tell her where to get it.
That's why it fell. That's why it fell.
That's what you got.
God
doesn't
took
like
care
it.
of it.
So it actually comes with tools to put the stuff on. So you need.
Oh,
you can't-
he's saying it's too complicated for you, Sandy.
Oh,
That's
Yeah.
what he was saying.
he said
Sorry,
you don't have the
No,
tools.
I didn't.
you don't have
Yeah, you
the
gotta-
hand-eye coordination to.
That's probably true. I mean, although
Anyways.
that's probably true.
You're
Anyway,
like,
I got my
"It's true.
MacBook
You don't
back.
gotta say it. Oh, congrats!
Thank you.
Congrats.
All right, guys. Enjoyed it so much. Good to see y'all. Joe and I will be on our annual family ski trip this weekend, so there will be photos.
We'll have some stuff to talk about.
Yeah.
Or I will probably get another massage from a mean Asian lady. We'll see.
Right.
You know, for a minute there, I thought you were gonna say like that. You remember the video where the massage they go with that roller, and when they're done, it's like they're bleeding, like they're bleeding everywhere.
Yeah. No.
It's bad.
Pass on that.
Yeah. All right, everyone. We love you. Have a good night. We'll
Happy
see you next week.
2023.
Happy 2023.
Happy New Year.
Love you guys. Take
Good
care.
night, everybody.
Oh,
Filthy
that says
animals.
intro.
Drone.
Outro. Why the
Peace.
CPJ
in the
wants
Middle East.
drone.
drone? Oh, drone footage.
Yes.
Or she wants a drone. Or both.
Oh,
Both, guys.
I
Y'all
haven't
both
used
have
drones.
drones.
Yet. I
Y'all should
haven't
be
even
doing.
flown yet.
Let's go,
Make sure y'all
Rodimus.
do a
Let's
collaboration
go.
of that on.
Collaborate
weekend.
and listen.
For real though.
All right.
For
Bye.
real though.